character created and creative voice. I love it. I love it. Yes. Yes. And then you. Sorry, dude.
How was it doing the screeching voice for Armin for like ever? And how many takes did it take?
The screaming voice, or like his voice as a child?
The shrieking of his arm and death.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So like Ep5 and stuff. So like we did the Armin scream 5 times. The 4th time they said, no, that's the one we're looking for, we got it. And then I was just like, I feel like I can make one more that might be more badass. Let me try it. And I was like, okay, we did it. Oh, 4 was it. Okay, session's done. I'm not talking for 2 days. But for the most part, doing Armin's voice wasn't hard on my voice as much as it was hard to figure out how to perform with it and put emotion into it, because the way that you get Armin's breath is to like push a lot of air out as I'm talking. And that's where, because if you do that, it sounds like he's always kind of on the verge of really being, he's afraid, he has that kind of frailty to him and uncertainty. And a lot of that comes from not really believing in himself, and his thoughts are always racing while he's thinking of 1,000 different things at once about how they can survive and maybe do this plan. Aaron, you can't do that. And so like it was just really hard for a while to lock in on that, like keeping that mentality at all times, and then figuring out how to perform with him. So like doing that. But like as Kid Armin, that was just like do it right now. My throat, I've been talking all day.
That's right. I'd rather take a few lumps than brawl like a beast.
Like doing that, that's a little hard. Because that's what he sounds like in junior high, in Attack on Titan junior high, whenever he just wears nothing but the futon all the time.
It's just like, it's so warm in here.
And then and when he puts on the bunny outfit at the last episode to help him sell cheeseburgers, he's got the bunny girl outfit.
Would you like a cheeseburger?
That's as high as I can go and still somewhat perform.
What? You wouldn't buy a cheeseburger for this? Yeah, because it's
like psychotic Minnie Mouse, just like.
You sure you don't want a cheeseburger?
Aaron, I would buy all the cheeseburgers.
All the cheeseburgers. So would sit down now. There you go. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, have at it.
About being in the right place at the right time. How much of getting work is location based? Like, how important is location versus maybe doing work online?
That's an awesome question. His question was kind of touching on what we said earlier about being in the right place at the right time. How important is location, like where you live in relation to where the work is? For most voice actors, especially in this day and age, if you're doing commercial, industry, anything like that, it doesn't matter where you live. You can record it from anywhere. And every major city has some sort of market has talent agents or anybody that is looking for someone to do radio spots or industrials or audition for commercials, because commercials can come from anywhere in the US. If you can record them, if there's a recording studio near where you are, you can get cast. So like that's not a big deal. But recording specifically for video games or anime or just kind of animation in general, there's really only a few places you can go. For anime specifically, that's Dallas, Houston, LA, and that's really about it. New York has Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! That's it. And then Vancouver used to be a big spot for it. I mean, that's where the original Dragon Ball English dub originated, and that's also where they recorded Inuyasha and a lot of shows over the years. But they haven't been doing as much lately either. Sentai in Houston, they put out a lot still. But like your biggest games would be Funimation, which is the biggest, and like something like Bang Zoom or any of those groups out in LA. For video games, Dallas or LA. there's really no video game. There's no video games in Houston. I don't really think there's any video games in New York. Maybe a little bit. Like you might be able to audition for them out there, but more than likely you will have to fly to LA to get it recorded. Texas, we have the advantage, or Dallas, we have the advantage of the fact that we have a couple of actual video game developers now in the DFW Metroplex, and they all get recorded at Obertron, which is Chris Sabat's studio. That's where they recorded Dragon Ball Super, all the Dragon Ball video games. It's where we recorded Borderlands. It's where we recorded everything for Smite and Paladins. So like it's a growing market there. But that's if anime and video games are your thing, you want to go to Dallas or LA. And if you want original animation, LA. Dallas has a little bit of original animation, but you want to go to LA. That's where they make it. That's where they make all of the. I mean, that's where Disney is. That's where they make all of the. That's where Warner Brothers makes all of the Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, like all the DC cartoons and everything. Like so, like that's where you would want to be. Location is is important when it comes to this, just like any other business. But you never know, another 10 years from now, we'll just beam ourselves there. Or they'll create an AI program that can just voice act for us, and then they won't need us anymore. I hope that day does not come. Yes. What? Oh, Urza, yes. Comment in the question. Oh, for Trickster? Yeah, that was a fun show. That was an interesting show. Yeah. That I really wanted, the last would have been Armin. Because like the last one that I really wanted, and that was the first time in a long time that I'd just been like gunning for a role. I'd had the chance before Funimation ever got Titan to just watch the show as a fan. Like as it was every week, whenever it was simulcast, I'd watch it on Crunchyroll, and got to just like be a fan again and like really get pulled into a show on my own free time. And I fell in love with Armin, and the show itself was just freaking amazing. And I was like, oh my god, if we ever get this, I hope I can, I get a chance to audition. And Funimation got it. And they put me on the audition list, and I got to audition for Armin, and then I got Armin. And it's just like, that never happens. Like, this is the one time in my life this will probably ever happen to me in my entire acting career. It's just to, like, specifically go for a role and get it. Because it never freaking happens. But yeah, that was the last one that I ran out for. Let's see. Yes, you in the front row. Yes, in the blue. A scene I recorded that made me really uncomfortable. In Shimonetta. Does anybody know this show? Yep. Who does not know what Shimonetta is? Oh,
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, so I'll just tell you the full title. Shimonetta, a world in which the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist.
And when the main character takes it way too far and way too dirty.
Yeah, so I mean, like the concept of the show and the actual execution of the show are really are kind of original concepts in terms of anime, and really brilliant, because it's kind of pointing out, it paints a picture of a world of like, what if their like dirty jokes and sexuality and pornography or anything like that were just made completely illegal. And children grew up without even, any education in this. Like they weren't given sex ed. They weren't like given like nothing sexual, anything to do with that. And it kind of just shows the dangers of it, while also doing it in like a really bizarre, perverted anime. Preserving it in that creamy anime tentacle monster shell. But there were some parts of it that I did get uncomfortable with. One part in particular, and it's when the character Anna, not the part you're thinking of for those who've seen the show, I'll just say, not the cookies. They were not the worst. They were not the worst part. The worst part was when they kind of took a scene where Anna tries to basically rape my character, and I was like, it's not funny. And that's the thing, is like they're using it as a joke, and I'm not comfortable with that. I don't think that rape is not a joke. That is not something to be made fun of. So that was really the only thing that was. Other than that, the show was brilliant, really funny, and I've said I've said stuff on that show that like literally made me blush. I was like, I never thought I would say this in an anime, and I've been in some dirty anime.
All ages
Yes.
are here.
Yes. So,
Okay, so.
and then I'll get to you in the white, with the white hair.
So, I came to love Tyrion, and I wanted to know what was the most fun part of being it? Like.
Of Tyrion?
Yeah.
Doing an evil laugh.
Doing the laugh.
Yeah, anytime I get to do an evil laugh, I'm just like, you want me to do the laugh? Is that, it's like, all right, cool. All right, so hang on.
Water first, laughter second.
Yep. Eye for an eye. It's like therapy. Playing Tyrion is just, I'm gonna get all the rage out. Thanks, man. Like, yeah, pretty much everything that I said earlier about him is, what I love about him. Yes. Two quicks. Okay, what time is it real quick? Let me check.
8:10.
Sweet.
What was your favorite part about playing Armin? And what was the hardest part about playing Armin?
Favorite and hardest part about playing Armin? Hardest part, the screaming. Most fun part, the screaming. I really enjoyed, that was good, should have gone with that. I really enjoyed, but I'm going to give a serious answer. The thing that really was special to me about Armin's, and it happens just before he does the big speech. It's not the speech itself. While that is a cool moment for him, the moments that lead up to the speech are, I think, the most important in his entire character arc. Especially, at least for the first season. When we first meet Armin, yeah, he's kind of sure of himself. He's a little sure of himself. Like, he's secure in his morals. And they show you that in his scene with the bullies. Because, yeah, he's not afraid of getting beaten up. And especially when it comes up to standing up for what he believes in. He's just not a very physical person. He's a brain kid. And
Armin's the brains, Mikasa the brawn.
Yeah, so he sees himself as being a burden, as being weak, and seeing that lack of physical strength as being a weakness, when in fact he's not weak at all. He just doesn't have physical strength. Really, he's his own worst enemy up until this moment where they're undergun, all the scouts and or the garrison is pointing their guns and stuff at him.